Imagine waking up tomorrow to a world where the apocalypse date revealed is no longer a distant, uncertain event. It's a tangible reality. We've all heard the prophecies, the warnings from Scripture, and the foreboding signs that seem to point towards the end of days prophecy. But what if the end of the world date has already been embedded in ancient texts? What if it's hidden in plain sight, waiting to be decoded? The truth is, the Bible prophecy isn't just filled with allegories and metaphors. It contains hidden Bible truths that have been carefully concealed for centuries. Throughout history, scholars, theologians, and spiritual leaders have tried to unlock the apocalypse revelations within these sacred writings. The question is, have we truly understood what has been revealed, or are we still waiting for the moment when everything falls into place? From the apocalypse signs we see unfolding around us, natural disasters, social upheaval, and environmental collapse, to the more subtle spiritual shifts happening globally, it's clear that the spiritual apocalypse isn't something happening someday. It could be happening right now. The apocalypse predictions aren't just warnings, they're a call to action, urging us to recognize the signs and prepare for what's coming next. And yet, despite all the talk about the last days prophecy, many still remain unaware of the deeper truths hiding within these ancient revelations. What if the Bible's secrets revealed are far more urgent than we've been led to believe? What if the prophecy timeline is already unfolding, and the time to prepare is not in the distant future, but now? In this video, we will dive deep into the apocalypse and Bible prophecy, uncovering the hidden truths that could forever change how we view the world and our role in it. The apocalypse date revealed is more than just an end, it's a beginning. The question is, will you be ready when the signs come to pass? Let's explore together. The apocalypse signs have been woven throughout history, but many of us have been too distracted or skeptical to notice. From the rise and fall of empires to the shifting weather patterns, the Bible prophecy isn't just about far-off predictions. It's about recognizing the subtle signals in our world today. The hidden Bible truths are embedded in these signs, and understanding them is the key to unveiling the apocalypse date revealed. Consider for a moment the series of natural disasters that seem to be increasing in frequency and severity. Wildfires, hurricanes, floods, and earthquakes. Are these just random events, or are they part of a larger pattern described in the Bible prophecy? Some scholars and spiritual leaders believe that these occurrences are connected to the spiritual apocalypse foretold in the Scriptures. The end times prophecy speaks of natural upheaval as a precursor to the ultimate transformation of the world, and we're beginning to witness those very signs. It's not just nature that's showing signs of distress. Humanity itself is caught in a cycle of conflict and division. Wars, economic crises, and social unrest are increasing at a rapid pace, and the prophecy timeline may be telling us that we're nearing a critical juncture. When you read the Bible's secrets revealed, there are distinct references to how societal breakdown will be one of the final signs. The apocalypse predictions aren't simply about natural disasters. They're about a profound spiritual reckoning that will challenge humanity's very essence. Yet, these apocalypse signs aren't meant to induce fear. They're meant to prepare us. The hidden Bible truths are a call to action, urging us to align ourselves with divine purpose and recognize the spiritual forces at play in our lives. Understanding the end of days prophecy is not about knowing an exact date, but about being spiritually prepared for the inevitable changes that are unfolding. Whether you're a devout believer or someone seeking answers, these signs are something we all must consider as part of the larger spiritual apocalypse that is unfolding. Ultimately, the apocalypse and Bible prophecy point toward a future that's uncertain yet full of possibility. The divine prophecy isn't just about judgment. It's about the opportunity to evolve spiritually and transform the world. The apocalypse date revealed might not be an exact day on the calendar, but rather a signal for us to wake up to the reality of our spiritual journey and begin making the changes necessary to align with the divine plan. The prophecy timeline is not a simple linear path. It's a series of interconnected events that reveal a much grander narrative. When we examine the Bible prophecy, it becomes clear that the apocalypse date revealed is not just one singular moment in time. Instead, it's a culmination of smaller events, each one building toward the final revelation. The Bible's secrets revealed help us understand how the current age is a preparation for what is to come. We've all heard about the four horsemen of the apocalypse, those iconic symbols of war, famine, pestilence, and death, but the apocalypse predictions go much deeper than these images. These horsemen are manifestations of larger spiritual and societal shifts that reflect the state of humanity's soul. The end times prophecy is not about the literal arrival of horsemen, but about recognizing the spiritual decline that these symbols represent. Each horseman represents a significant transformation, And when we see these manifestations in the world today, we must ask ourselves, are we witnessing the birth of the spiritual apocalypse? In this timeline, the end of the world date isn't a fixed moment. It's a series of converging events that signal the approach of the final chapter in the apocalypse and Bible prophecy. These signs include not only the rise of darkness and evil, but also the possibility for spiritual renewal and awakening. The divine prophecy embedded in Scripture teaches that the apocalypse revelations are not just about judgment, but about humanity's opportunity to realign with divine wisdom. The question, then, is not whether the apocalypse signs are real. It's about how we choose to respond to them. As we look to the Bible prophecy, we can trace the path of these signs in the historical record. From the rise and fall of empires to the birth of new ideologies, we see that humanity's journey has been leading up to this point. The apocalypse predictions found in both the Old and New Testament, as well as in apocryphal texts, speak to the moment we are in now. They suggest that humanity is nearing the climax of this spiritual drama, but they also offer hope that through awareness and action, we can change the trajectory of the future. Understanding the prophecy timeline is essential because it not only illuminates the future, but also empowers us in the present. When we see the apocalypse signs unfolding, we're not helpless spectators. We're active participants in shaping how this story will unfold. The hidden Bible truths contained within the prophecies are not there to incite fear, but to prepare us, to help us become spiritually grounded and ready for the challenges ahead. The end of days prophecy is not just a warning, but a call to action. The spiritual apocalypse is not just about external cataclysms. It's about the profound internal transformation that humanity must undergo to align with the divine will. When we talk about the apocalypse signs, they often manifest as outward crises, natural disasters, social upheaval, and political instability. But at a deeper level, these signs are pointing to a crisis of the soul. The Bible prophecy reminds us that the end of days prophecy isn't merely about the world falling apart. It's about our inner world needing a complete rebirth. The apocalypse revelations that are unfolding today are not just a warning. They are a call for spiritual awakening. The divine prophecy embedded in Scripture speaks of a time when humanity will either evolve or perish. It is no coincidence that the hidden Bible truths often speak of a great shaking, an upheaval of both our physical and spiritual lives. As we witness the chaos around us, we must ask ourselves, are we ready for this transformation? Are we prepared to embrace the changes that will lead us to a higher state of being? Or are we too absorbed in the material world to see the greater spiritual reality? In times of spiritual apocalypse, people often feel lost, confused, and desperate. But what if this moment of crisis is the very opportunity we need to reconnect with our spiritual essence? The apocalypse signs are not merely markers of destruction. They are invitations to transform ourselves, to awaken to our true purpose. The Bible prophecy suggests that the end times prophecy is not just a punishment, but a moment of clarity, where humanity is given the chance to rise above its lower instincts and embrace a divine connection. This spiritual apocalypse calls us to examine how we are living our lives and whether our actions are in alignment with divine principles. It's a time for self-reflection and spiritual growth. Just as the apocalypse predictions describe the end of one era, it also signals the dawn of another, a new spiritual age that requires us to embrace humility, compassion, and wisdom. The divine prophecy offers us guidance on how to navigate this challenging period, encouraging us to prepare not just externally, but internally for the transformation that is coming. As we look toward the apocalypse date revealed, it's important to remember that the apocalypse and Bible prophecy are not solely about fate and predestination. While the end of days prophecy offers us a glimpse into the future, it also emphasizes the role of humanity in shaping that future. The Bible prophecy does not suggest that humanity is powerless in the face of these apocalyptic events. In fact, the prophecy reminds us that our choices have profound consequences. The spiritual apocalypse isn't just about waiting for divine judgment. It's about making conscious decisions today that will affect the world tomorrow. Humanity's actions have always been intertwined with the unfolding of divine plans, and the apocalypse predictions suggest that we are at a pivotal point in history. Every choice we make, from how we treat one another to how we interact with the planet, plays a role in the prophecy timeline. The apocalypse signs may be unfolding, but it's still up to us to decide how we respond to them. Do we choose to perpetuate fear and division, or do we embrace love, unity, and healing? The Bible secrets revealed suggest that we are the stewards of this moment, and the decisions we make today will shape the spiritual destiny of future generations. One of the greatest teachings of the apocalypse and Bible prophecy is that humanity can rise above its lowest instincts, even in the darkest of times. The end of days prophecy warns us of the consequences of ignoring these teachings, but it also offers a vision of hope, the opportunity for personal and collective redemption. This is a call to action. It's not too late to change course, to shift our priorities, and to choose a path that leads towards spiritual awakening rather than destruction. Through small acts of kindness, compassion, and wisdom, we can begin to reverse the course of history and prepare for a brighter future. The spiritual apocalypse is an invitation to evolve, to awaken to a higher state of consciousness. It's not about fearing the unknown, it's about preparing ourselves spiritually for the transformation ahead. The hidden Bible truths tell us that we are not victims of circumstance. We are participants in a divine process. While the apocalypse predictions may seem ominous, they're also a reminder that we are capable of greatness. It is within our power to choose a path of righteousness, to align ourselves with divine will, and to create a better world, even in the face of overwhelming odds. As we approach the apocalypse date revealed, we must remember that this is not a passive event. We are active participants in this spiritual drama, and our choices will determine the nature of the future. The end times prophecy isn't just about destruction. It's about opportunity, the opportunity to rise above the challenges we face and to manifest a new, spiritually enlightened world. By understanding the Bible prophecy, we can navigate the apocalypse signs with confidence and hope, knowing that our choices are the key to unlocking the divine transformation that awaits. As we approach the apocalypse date revealed, it's crucial to understand that the unfolding of these prophecies is not just about the destruction of the old. It's about the birth of something new. The end of days prophecy speaks of a final reckoning, but this reckoning is not the end of humanity itself. Instead, it's the end of an old way of living, a way that has been disconnected from the divine purpose. What awaits us in the final revelation is a new beginning, one that is rooted in spiritual awakening and global transformation. The apocalypse and Bible prophecy aren't simply about judgment and wrath. They are a part of a divine plan for humanity's ultimate spiritual evolution. As the apocalypse signs continue to unfold, we are being called to awaken to a higher state of consciousness. The Bible prophecy has been clear. Humanity has the potential to transcend its lower instincts, to rise above materialism, greed, and division, and to embrace unity, love, and divine truth. This is the true meaning of the spiritual apocalypse, a rebirth, a spiritual cleansing, and a return to divine harmony. The hidden Bible truths offer us the wisdom we need to navigate this transformation. They show us that the path to the future is not set in stone, but it is shaped by the choices we make today. As the end times prophecy suggests, there is still time to change, still time to make the spiritual shifts necessary to align ourselves with divine will. The apocalypse revelations are a guide, a roadmap that leads us through the trials and tribulations of the final days, but also shows us the way to personal and collective redemption. In this final revelation, humanity is faced with a choice. We can choose to ignore the apocalypse signs and continue down the path of destruction, or we can choose to embrace the divine transformation that awaits us. The divine prophecy suggests that the latter path will lead to a new world, one that is spiritually aligned and filled with peace, prosperity, and love. However, this transformation requires courage, humility, and a deep commitment to spiritual awakening. It's not just about surviving the end of days prophecy, but thriving in the new world that will emerge afterward. Ultimately, the apocalypse and Bible prophecy are not about fear. They are about empowerment. They show us that we are not helpless in the face of impending change. Instead, we are active participants in the spiritual evolution of humanity. By understanding the Bible's secrets revealed and embracing the prophecy timeline, we can prepare ourselves for the spiritual apocalypse and step into the new age with confidence, ready to fulfill our divine purpose. As we reach the end of this exploration into the apocalypse date revealed, it's clear that the prophecies, while often filled with warnings, are ultimately invitations for humanity to awaken and align itself with divine wisdom. The end of days prophecy is not meant to cause fear, but to spark a profound spiritual transformation. The spiritual apocalypse is the time for humanity to embrace a higher level of consciousness and to discard the old ways that no longer serve us. We are being given the opportunity to change, to break free from the chains of ignorance and ego, and to step into the divine purpose that has always been waiting for us. The apocalypse signs are already here, and they are unfolding before our eyes. Natural disasters, social upheaval, and personal crises all serve as reminders of the deeper spiritual shifts taking place. But even more importantly, they are signs of hope. The Bible prophecy reminds us that from destruction comes renewal, from the old comes the new, and from the chaos of the world comes the opportunity for spiritual rebirth. The end times prophecy is not simply a prophecy of doom. It is a prophecy of great opportunity for those who choose to awaken and align themselves with divine truth. The hidden Bible truths that have been revealed throughout this journey are there for us to understand and act upon. We are not passive recipients of this knowledge. We are active participants in its unfolding. As the apocalypse revelations unfold, it's up to each of us to decide how we will respond. Will we succumb to fear and confusion, or will we rise to the challenge and embrace the spiritual transformation that is before us? The choice is ours. If we are to navigate the apocalypse and Bible prophecy successfully, we must embrace the lessons that have been passed down to us through the ages. We must open our hearts to divine wisdom, trust in the process, and prepare ourselves for the changes that lie ahead. The prophecy timeline has already begun, and we are living in the final chapters. But these final moments are not a cause for despair. They are a call to action, a call to step into the light of divine truth, and to live in alignment with our highest purpose. Now the question is, what will you do with this knowledge? The apocalypse date revealed isn't something to fear, but something to understand and embrace. If this video has opened your eyes to the signs of the times and the deeper truths of the Bible prophecy, it's time to take action. Comment below and share your thoughts. Do you believe the apocalypse signs are truly upon us? What role do you think humanity plays in the unfolding of these prophecies? Let's start a conversation and dive deeper into the mysteries that are shaping our world. If you found this video enlightening and thought-provoking, like this video and share it with others who are seeking answers to these spiritual questions. The end of days prophecy is not just about survival. It's about spiritual growth and awakening. By sharing this knowledge, you help others prepare for what's ahead and ensure that more people are aligned with the divine wisdom that is available to us all. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos on apocalypse revelations, Bible prophecy, and the hidden Bible truths that are waiting to be uncovered. Together, we can face the challenges of the spiritual apocalypse with confidence, love, and hope for the future. The time to prepare is now. The apocalypse date revealed is just the beginning of a much larger journey, one that we are all a part of. Let's walk this path together with clarity, purpose, and unwavering faith.